Hello and good morning. This is Andy McCann coming to you from Woodstock, Georgia, and it is about connection today. So, yes, I'm here to help you lay a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finance, and also, a couple of other things. But today it's going to be connection, so we're going to drill down into there. Is it your fitness? I mean, no. Is it food? Not really. Is it finances? I mean, no. But they have said you are much like the 5 people you hang around the most. So, if you hang around with slobs, slothy, and poor people, then you're probably going to be that way too. So, connection is key. If you want to get the things you want, find the people that either have them or are on the journey with you so that you guys can push each other and motivate each other. Look, it's not exactly about having just friends, but a community that keeps you accountable. It helps push you. So yes, friendships are nice, and but you really kind of, I don't know, at 52, the idea of a friendship has really changed. What does it mean to be a friend? If you are in school, so anything below 12th grade, or 12th grade and below, then a friend is basically whoever you're in class with and you spend some time with, and you're like, I guess I'll be friends with you. It's kind of like your family. You don't really get to choose your friends. They sort of just are there, and so you have, maybe you do get to choose. You have a pool of people, a very small pool, and those people become your friends. Are they the best ones for you? I don't know. That's up to you to find out. A lot of times, like my daughter says, Evie, she's like, I like interesting people. So if they're interesting, I'm in, even if they have some big faults. I'm like, well, I mean, that's fine. That's what you like. As an adult, I like friends that are a little bit different. And I don't know. I think it's because you either become more discerning or potentially the end is coming. I've got probably less than half my life left. I'll turn 52 now. Dying at 104 is pretty audacious, so I don't know. Can I make it to 104? Anyway, I would like for these tail-end friendships to be not I'm starting off a journey and seeing where you're going, but you and I know ourselves well enough that we're on the journey and we have the destination in mind. So that's kind of the people that I am looking at and where I'm going for. Is that for you? Man, I don't know, but I'm going to give you some ideas on connection and why you need it. All right, if you're watching this, you notice that the door behind me is open, creating odd shadows. It's because, can you see him right there? The Great Pyrenees is in my office, and he does not like the door to be closed. So, connection. I want to connect with that dog. I can't really connect with you guys over the internet, so you don't care. If you're watching this, then yeah, you just got a big, brighter spot. But solve the bigger problems first. This guy, a Great Pyrenees, apparently imprints on you, and he wants to protect me from everything, even air. So he likes to be around, and I love that. He's a good dog. Weirdly, they shed a lot. I guess that's to keep the coyotes at bay. The hair goes everywhere, and it says, hey, this is my territory. And so the trade-off for having a dog like this is that I have to vacuum the house once or twice a day because the man sheds. Even if I brush him, it doesn't matter. Okay, so moving on to connection. That right there is important connection, just like having friendships. It shouldn't be one way. There is a connection that you have to do, a responsibility you have. I think maybe a social contract when you become really good friends. I heard it in a book that Evan gave me, and heard it because I listen to books, I don't read. And it went like this. Friends don't keep score, they just show up. And man, I love that. So this guy is building a team, and the team is like, as he finds people, they're like, well, I'll do this thing for you, and you'll do a thing for me. And he's like, no, I will just be there for you, right? So that's usually what it is he helps out first. And so they're like, well, what do you want from me? And he's like, nothing. I would like to become friends or whatever, right? I'm really boiling the story down and making the analogy not great. The point is, he shows up, and those people who become his friends realize it's not tit for tat, it's I want you to grow and go beyond yourself. Weirdly, same thing back. For example, David Wallace went to Dragon Con. I was like, hey dog, if you find anything that says Andy McCann, buy it for me and I'll pay you double. He's like, sure. So he did. He found a cool shirt, which is actually in the wash, but it's what's the answer to life, the universe, and everything? 42. But it's done in Venn diagrams, and I mean, it's fantastic. It's exactly what I would want and have. Anyway, so he bought the shirt. I said, great, let me Venmo you some money. And he's like, nah, man, that's fine. This said Andy, and I got it for you. I was like, dude, that is awesome. Hey, by the way, and I pulled out this DM screen that I got for going to the D&D in a castle. I said, well, then I would also like to give you this. So not because I didn't have to, he didn't have to, but that's just what friends do. They want to build each other up and lift them beyond because they care and they show up. And that's really the connection. I guess that's the spoiler. That's what you're looking for. So let me go through a few things and we'll get you caught up there. All right. So if you're at the gym or local to Woodstock, come to CrossFit Garage. We are here. We are local. We're here for you. If you're not local, you can do garagefitness.online. Something that we're doing on October 18th is the True Challenge, which is renamed. It was Festivus. That's a competition for novice and intermediates. Come join us. It'll be a lot of fun. But what I'm really going to be going over with you guys today is this 5 pillars of health and longevity: connection. So it's how you eat, sleep, move, think, and connect. I know I think this is part 6 because I had an intro one. So yeah, there's 6 parts to it now. All right, let me drop down to the right slide. Okay, so the picture that some of you are looking at, again, it's on video if you go to YouTube at AndyMcCann42. If you're just listening, I'll do my best to describe because this is a podcast. But Levi said, Dad, go ahead and video it and put it on there. I'm like, all right, sure. 2 is 1, none is 2, 2 is 3, whatever. You buy a thing, make sure it can do multiple things for you. So if you're looking at this, you're seeing me laying down next to Ollie, Connection, and he is a massive Great Pyrenees. Well, I take that back. He's a Great Pyrenees, which is a massive dog. He's a normal Great Pyrenees, about 130 pounds. And dogs give to you in the way that everyone should be giving. He wants me to succeed and live, right? And he doesn't ask anything from me. He loves it when I do pet him, but he doesn't, well, I guess some dogs do grab your hand and say, hey, please pet me. But there's an analogy there. Is it exact one-to-one and appropriate? Maybe not exactly one-to-one, right? But it is appropriate. Okay, so we're going to be driving down that. Loneliness, they say, is as harmful to you on the inside as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. How they actually got that, I don't know. But it basically is, I guess, it's going to kill you. So if you're lonely and you dwell in that or smoke 15 cigarettes a day, your death rate is about the same. So this is pretty serious. If you want to live a long time, then, hey, having connection is key. Now, I think the weird part is it's like hold on loosely to the ones you love, right? You can't hold on tightly to the things you love because they'll run. Same thing here. If you're only seeking connection because what it can give you, then you're not really able to connect. You're doing it incorrectly. It should be evident, or the evidence of what you're trying to push out there, right? You should really want to connect, which is like Randy Skeen. He says, Andy, I love what you're doing. I can really see what you're doing, and it's authentic. Yes, it is. I care, and this is what I want. Now, I can only push in areas that I authentically think I should push in. For example, I don't push for community in crafting or singing songs. I'm not good at crafting and I don't really care. And I'm not good at singing songs and I don't really care. So I don't push in that arena. So yes, you should connect in the areas that make sense to you, but not for the point of analytical Andy says, I must have connection. I guess maybe you could start off down that road, but you really need to move over to because it's in your heart. Okay, so they also say there's research in the blue zones. The people who live the longest have connection. In the 5 pillars, connection is the thing that determines the longest length of your life. So while it doesn't mean much, you can't eat like an asshole and have a ton of connection. The assholeness is going to kill you, right? So if you do all the other things right, the one that says the best is connection. So get the other things right and aim for connection. So you can look at what we do here at the gym. I want you to come in. I want you to show up. I want you to be healthy and fit. But when I ask people, hey, what's one of the things you like most about the gym or that's helping you the most, or, insert positive thingy for you the most, they usually say the community. I'm like, what? So when we started the gym, it wasn't about community. We just wanted a place to work out that had actual gear. So swinging a half-filled or, quarter-filled fertilizer bag as a kettlebell probably isn't smart. And that's what we did. And we did a lot of not smart stuff. So originally, we just wanted the gym to work out in. Little did I know it would create such an interesting community of people along the journey and people you can find that you didn't know you'd be friends with. So, for example, Randy and Jordan are quickly becoming people that I really enjoy being around and want to invest in. And we have like that overlapping Venn diagram of it's D&D, adventure racing, climbing, and CrossFit, and a few other things. But we're separated by maybe a decade or so. So I'm the oldest. I think Jordan's probably the youngest. Anyway, there's decades between us that potentially we should never have met and become friends. Yet, here we are. And this is what I'm saying is be active in that connection. And then when you find it, dive in deep and don't let it go. Okay, I built this presentation out for the Survival Podcast Fall Workshop, and I'm going to go through it because it's got the points that I want to talk about. So, a question you can ask yourself, if I'm doing this right, do I have connection? Is there at least one person that you can depend on, or even that depends on you, right? I don't mean dependent. I mean, your tire popped, and it's 2 a.m., and they call. And you're like, all right, let's do it. I'm in. What can I do? Funny story. So one of the kids, I'll try. Well, yeah, I'll tell you their names because it's funny, and I think it's not really harmful. So sorry, kids, if you're listening, which I know you don't. And I told a story on you, but so Evie was dating a boy. And it turned out just like relationships should. It ended, and I thought it ended fine. But in a kid's mind, like, oh, it's horrific or whatever, right? So Levi says, hey, I'm coming home, and, nobody's in jail, nobody's in the hospital, and nobody's pregnant, but I'm coming home. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm glad you said that first. So he gets home, and he's super pissed. I'm like, what's going on? And so he turns to Evie, and Evie says, well, I broke up with my boyfriend, da-da-da-da. And so there's a story being said, and I'm like, well, this sounds actually quite normal, and I think everything's okay. But Levi was super not happy with this, and he came all the way back from UGA to defend his sister. And so he looked at me and he said, we're slashing tires. And I'm like, okay, is that where we're going? And we didn't, but he was just, excited. And he said, we're slashing tires. So I leaned into it. I was like, yeah, dog, I knew, that we're probably not going to, and it doesn't actually work out the way you think it does. But I said, all right, so I started laying out the plan. So I dove in with him. I didn't say no. I said, let's do it. I said, awesome. We're going to leave our cell phones here, and we're going to walk at 2 a.m. to wherever this kid lives. And I'm going through like how we're going to do this. And he's like, wait, why are we going at 2 a.m.? I'm like, wow, I mean, that's when you do tire slashing. It's like 2 a.m., right? And he's like, well, wait a minute. Why did we leave our cell phones? I'm like, well, we don't want to be tracked because it'd be easier to figure out where you were and all that stuff. He's like, okay, well, wait. And so I said, okay, so possibly if they catch us, jail time or a big fee. Let me look that up real quick. And so he's like, well, wait a minute. I'm like, yeah, there are consequences for the things we do. If you need dad to be that guy or Andy, whatever, I'm in. But let's talk about some of the things that are going to happen in order to make this go. So, of course, they were like, okay, well, maybe we don't do that. Maybe we just, maybe we just sit here and talk about it. I'm like, great. I think that's the better answer. So, connection. Did he have a guy who had put on a hoodie and walked, 30 miles in the dark to slash some tires? Sure. Were we ever going to do it? No. But you see my point there. He needed somebody that he could say, I'm pissed, and let's be pissed together. I'm like, I'm in, let's do it. Evie needed, well, I don't know what she needed. I think she was just laughing at us. But it was good for her to see her older brother cared that much. So, connection, right? Okay, so is there someone that can depend on you? He depending on me, and I gave it to him. Something else that you can do to really drive home the idea of connection is to change your mindset. So we talked about that the other day, or the other podcast, part 5 maybe. If you live in a hostile world, this is just going to be really tough. No one's really going to be around you, or at least the people that you're going to be around are not the people that you want to be around. You need to transform it into a friendly world. One way to transform yourself to have a friendly outlook or an optimistic outlook is this right here, practice gratitude. If you are saying gratitude to God, to Jesus, to the universe, to the inanimate earth, weirdly, they have proven in their studies it doesn't matter. If you're saying it to the quantum mechanic fields of the world, it doesn't matter. The practice of you focusing in on the positive stuff has the effect. So it's like placebo. Is it God? Yeah, I don't know. I choose to believe that, but I mean, can I prove it to you beyond a shadow of a doubt? No. I mean, I personally can't even prove the earth is not round, or is round, right? Is it flat? I mean, it could be. I have never been in space to visually see this. So, I don't know. And what's the final proof of that? I guess you have to go to outer space, pay a couple $1 million to go up in one of the satellite or the rockets. So anyway, practice gratitude. It doesn't have to be hard. I like to practice gratitude while I clean. So, as an example, if I am vacuuming the house, which I do a lot because of this dog, I enjoy it because I get to say, man, I am thankful for, and I go through the things that I'm thankful for. And it could be I'm thankful for having a dog. I have the means and the ability. I get to have a dog. Remember we talked about that last time. Go from have to get to. I get to clean up after him because he's here with me, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Weirdly, love this dog. So anyway, practice gratitude. What else are you grateful for? I am grateful that I get to spend on tuition because my kids are entering into that college phase and I want them to go out on their own. So turn the things into I am grateful for. Now there's other things that mine are kind of, I'm grateful for spending money. Yay, that doesn't sound great. I'm grateful for good health. It's as simple as that. I'm grateful for a wife that loves me. I'm grateful for children that actually text back, right? A lot of stuff to be grateful for. The next one is invest first. I kind of went through this already, but if you want friends that are awesome, then you need to be an awesome friend first. You cannot write out a list of requirements from a dating requirement and not think about it from the side of what does that, if I list out the person I want to date and it is Superman, then what does Superman want in return? And if I'm not those things, then I'm not going to get what I want, right? So if you want people that are in that same, I guess, whatever your high quality people is in your head, whatever thing you're going for, then you need to become what they are seeking. You can't be burdened or be a burden on them if you want them to help lift you up. You need to be the person that lifts them up first. And I don't know if the cart follows the horse or the horse in the cart, whatever. So, or the chicken or the egg, which comes first. But I have a lot of self-help books. Is it because I realized I needed a lot of help? Maybe. Or is it because I wanted to become that person? Maybe. Or was it because I wanted to lift people up? I don't know. But I think it goes together. Just like I was saying, you can't seek connection for the sake of long life. You need to seek connection for the sake of connection, and long life comes with it. So first, you need to invest in those around you. You could look at it saying, hey, at the gym, it's a bad business. I don't really take any money out of the gym because I can't. It wouldn't exist. The landlord doubled the rent and kind of screwed everything up, and we're trying to recover from that. Are we going out of business? No. I play it smart. We have COVID money. Who plans for that, right? That was such a weird thing. But, so we've got some ability to weather some storms, but I invest into this stuff because I care. I would do that. I do it for free. I would do it for free. There are other ones out there. Like some of the coaches are like, hey, I have a really good job. I just really enjoy coaching. Just put me on staff. You don't have to pay me. I'm like, well, okay. Most of the coaches would say that, but I'm very big at being pushy on this. If you work, you should be paid. So sometimes they push enough back that I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But I push pretty hard on that one that, hey, if you're going to work, you're getting paid. Anyway, invest first. If you want people to invest in you, you must be willing to invest out. If you're not, then you are not the type of person that people want to be friends with, or at least those type of people want to be friends with, right? Another good one, if you're like, I don't really know how to invest, what should I do? Ask questions. Simply asking questions. So Evan just had a date night back at UGA. They went swing dancing. And he's like, Dad, it is tough sometimes to carry the load of conversation. Levi has said the same thing, right? I'm like, true, but it is kind of our responsibility as a guy on a date to sort of do that. Now, I'm not saying you should talk full time, but you should be guiding that just like you should open doors. It's just part of what you should do. So he said on this last one, the girl he was with, he's like, Dad, it was awesome. I was driving, and sometimes when I'm paying attention to where I'm going, I forget to lead the conversation. And she was great. She was coming up with the natural question that should come up. So I talked to the kids about it being a tennis match. Somebody hits the ball over the net, so it's just say, hey, how are you doing? It's coming right back. You could slam it or let it go like, fine, and just let it go like that. Or you could reciprocate, hey, I'm doing really well. How are you? Right? It's just the natural flow. The ball goes back over the net. It's up to them to carry that load. They may say something like, fine, and just walk away. Totally cool. That's it. Your contract is over. Or they may say something like, yeah, all is good, and was able to spend time with my dog. I don't know, whatever. Now it's your opportunity to start asking those questions. Oh, you have a dog? Tell me about that. Don't ask yes and no questions. Ask open-ended questions. Who, what, where, when, why, and how, right? Who, yeah, all those. And that way it opens up the world to what's going on. When you ask questions, you're saying, I am going to invest. And then you have to listen. If you ask a question of a question of a question, that's awesome, right? So when they say something like, I spent a lot of times doing chores. Like, oh, what kind of chores were doing? Oh, yeah, so I was doing chicken chores. Chicken chores? Tell me about that. Yeah, we have chickens. You have chickens. Why do you have chickens? You see how I'm doing this. You're just basically echoing the last things they're saying, but being of interest, right? So it's not always just echoing the last thing they say, but it's usually that. They say an interesting bit at the end, and you can tack on what or how or why about that last thing that you said. So ask questions. The other one's going to be show up. Yeah, I'm going to expand on all this. I'm just giving you the slides real quick, but is to show up. So there's one more after this, join a community. Showing up is that thing where it's like, hey, can one person depend on you? Or can you depend on one person? You need to show up. And that's, friends don't keep score. They just show up. I love that. You can tell who's your friend when you're like, hey, I have a thing. Should you pull that card all the time? No, because you can wear it out and you need to have shown up as well. Not keeping score, but being available and willing, right? So you need to show up. And it's not just for the friend, it's also for your family, your wife or your husband, whatever, and your children. You need to show up. Now, I think a piece that people don't do well, hold on, need to cough and drink some coffee. So I've seen this not done well and participated myself is not explaining to your kids what the cost of showing up is. I'm going to show up. Is it like today? Evie said, "Hey, I need to be picked up." Her car is she hit a curb, so her car is getting the tire fixed. So my wife drove her to school. So wife showed up. Yeah, let's do this thing. I get home and I hear, "Hey, Evie needs to be picked up." Is it inconvenient? Yes, I had my day planned out, but I let Verity know, "Hey, it is inconvenient, but I'm going to do this because I know you have some things you need to do as well. So I am going to show up for you and for Evie because she didn't have a car at the time." So, of course, I make it fun for her. I tell her, "Hey, yeah, this is a little bit of a problem for me, and I know things aren't great for you at the moment, which is why I'm picking you up. But while I'm here, are we hitting Starbucks?" And she's like, "Well, okay, let's do it." So, of course, we're hitting Starbucks or whatever we went to. We're showing up. And I'm showing up emotionally for her. "Hey, do you want to talk?" I don't usually solve problems anymore. That's been a tough one for me. So again, if you've been listening for a while, this is not this is common knowledge. Instead of saying, "Hey, let me solve that," I just simply say, "Oh, that bitch is crazy," or "Oh, that bitch is jealous of you." So we just insert variations of that. It works really well. It's really hard on my heart to not solve things, but I am learning. This old dog can learn. All right, the last thing in the list, and then I'm going to expand on all this, is join a community. And when you're looking for a community, it's got to be the direction with the people are moving for the most part. So you don't want to join a community of, drinkers at the bar. That is not maybe the best community. Unless you're like, "Hey, I want to learn to sing and drink." So you're going to mix karaoke with drinking, I guess. I don't know. But in our case, we want our health in our life to be uplifted. What do? You join a group of that is already on that destination. So if you're going to join a gym, CrossFit Garage or whatever, it needs to be a gym on that journey. It can't be a Globo gym because they're incentivized to not have you show up. They want 10,000 members and only 100 of you ever show up. They want the recurring revenue. I mean, I want recurring revenue, but I want everyone showing up. So the business model is different. It also can't be of those people. Those people put on headsets and then don't talk to anybody. And if they do talk to you, it's because they're looking for your digits, right? Our gym, completely different. Most CrossFit gyms or gyms like this, completely different. They want to talk. They promote that. They're promoting the community. And there can be digits being exchanged, but that's not the intent, right? So join a community that's going on that journey, and that'll help you a lot. It's free mentorship and other people that have gone before and people behind you, so you can invest in them, as well as maybe some side quests. What else are they doing that you find interesting? So that community, basically in any type of it, without accountability and growth, left alone, we drift. But together we rise. So find people that'll go with you. I know for us, there's plenty of stories where people either I get a text or, we're actually talking at the gym, and it's how people have shown up for each other. And it's not, I love the fact that we are happy, humble, helpful people who want to be healthy, fit now as well as in our 90s. But that happy, humble, the humble part, sometimes people don't talk about what they did. And I will never know unless you tell me the thing, right? So you guys tell me so I can know it and then act on it if need be, or help lift it up. So the stories of connection and showing up are vast. It may not always be mine to share, but knowing that they happen fills me up with pride and joy. So yeah, pride is okay in that case, right? An example that you guys could do, we have a event coming up with the True Challenge, October 18th. I need some volunteers. Show up, right? Yes, I recognize that. Especially if you're already a competitor, you like doing things RX, show up for the people that do intermediate. Show them, invest in them, and then they will invest back in you. Hey, also, my investment into you members, if you're already a member and you would like to invite somebody to the gym, let me know. We usually give people a complimentary class so they can come in, they can see it, and I usually go with them. So typically what happens is this. Andy, I've got a friend who would like to come to the gym. I say, great, connect us over text and I'll do my thing. Awesome. So then you say a group text between the three of us. This is Andy. He is going to talk to you about CrossFit Garage. Andy, this is my friend Timmy. Timmy is interested, and I take it from there. So I've got it. I mean, this is what I kind of do, right? So I have a spiel that I'll give them. First is getting a waiver. Second is the schedule. Typically, I tell them, hey, if you can come to a morning class, I will be there with you. I'll be your one-on-one guide through class. So your friend gets to be in class with you, but I'll be there to help. Now, I do expect you to help as well. So typically, if you're already a member and your friend wants to come in, they're like, hey, that was kind of cool. I will give them a week as a gift from me to you. So you get to give them a week of CrossFit. Try it out. We don't have contracts and there's no strings attached. So just tell them, hey, have fun and enjoy. Now, I expect for you to invest in them and their skills and go slowly and all that stuff. And then they can invest back as, their health and fitness journey goes on. So it is something we do have happen and all the time. As a matter of fact, I think Jessica and Cam both sent me somebody today. So you don't have to have all the answers. Just say, Andy, here you go, and I will take it from there. If you want to hear what I say, then I can text everybody. Just tell me in the text, hey, Andy, text me too, so that I get to understand what you're doing and how you do it. But it's basically the same process most of y'all had coming into the gym. Anyway, we know that fitness is the excuse and community is actually one of the real benefits. Fitness is not really an excuse, but it is, why we're there and all that. And health and longevity is great, but also that connection, the ability to do that. Alone we drift, so stay together. Another, I guess, cliche things that I've said is, we don't just build muscle, we build people. And it is true. If you're interested in that aspect of it, I really never pushed that side of it. If you ever need someone to sit down with you and do a little mentoring session, man, I am happy to. I'm 52. Most of the stupid things have been done by me, and I'm okay successful, and I'm happy to share some of those stories. I'm going to tell you this. It's really not that complicated. Earn a lot, spend a little, and then invest in assets and get out of debt. I mean, that's pretty much how it works. And you're like, duh. I don't have great shortcuts. I just have the standard method that really works. All right, guys, that is it for today. Connection is key, and it should be sought. If you are on the younger side, like high school, then man, I know you won't understand this because your whole world revolves around weird connection. It'll change and it'll grow and it'll be better. If you're in college, you're starting to see this, but you have to kind of have something happen to you or life kind of on you to really get the picture here. If you're in your 30s or 40s, you probably are experiencing this. I know if you're 50 plus, this is for real because you're like, wait a minute, my friends are dying. At 50, men fall into the drop dead years and we die fast. And you're like, hey, my friends are dying. The guys that I invested in my whole life are dying. What do I do? This connection is a real thing. It matters. How do I get more of it? How do I keep them healthy? How do I, yes, it is for real. There are books you can read. Probably the best one is things like, is it Dale Carnegie? Yeah, Dale's How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's a good one. Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's a great one. Start with the end in mind. There are other books on connection. You could probably just listen to some podcasts, but it's really just what we talked about here. You need to practice gratitude, invest in people first, ask questions, show up, and then join a community to help you get the jump start on this whole thing. All right, guys, this is Andy McCann here with Food, Fitness, and Finance. Actually, is that even the name of my podcast? Let me double check. I might be saying it wrong. Fitness, Food, and Finance. It's too many F's. It's Fitness, Food, and Finance. That's what it is. I'll probably talk finances again. We haven't done that one in a while. I always forget to do that. It's super important. Maybe it's the 6th pillar, but I just spend more time on the other stuff because, I don't know. It's like you guys ask me, hey, how do I get my abs to show? I'm like, well, stop eating stupid crap. And you're like, well, could I just do more sit-ups? I'm like, no, it's literally stop eating stupid crap. Sometimes people ask, what can I do about my finances? I mean, like, do you track your finances and like put it in YNAB or some sort of thing to say what you're spending? No. First thing is track it, right? So the simple steps, man, you should do the simple steps. Show up every day to your fitness. Show up every day to your food. Show up every day to your finances. Maybe you don't know what that means. Sometimes a simple, fast, easy conversation is just what you need to be like, oh, I did not know that that was a carb. So yeah, I am here to help. If you want like for real help, I'm $1,000 an hour. Or track your food and your movement or your finances for 2 weeks, and then I'll help you. The trick is, in those 2 weeks, you're probably going to learn everything you need to know, and you'll be able to fix the big spots. All right, guys, y'all take care. See you soon.